Hello everybody, how's it going today? It's Frankie here and I'm back with another movie review. Now the movie is called Ruthless and I'm not quite sure what to make of this movie. I don't know, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would have. And yeah, so basically it's, the start of it especially, it made me think a little bit otherwise. You see, Harry at the cinema, what he's watching the movie and he sees this couple and this guy's like, hassling this woman, his girlfriend to want to, get physical with him and stuff like that. And he then tells her to leave her alone. Outside there's a bit of a scrap with him, breaks his arm, and it's like, okay, so this guy's got, it's one of those typical fighting time movies. I know what type of action movie it would be anyway, it's pretty obvious. But after that it was just a lot of talking, and in like 40 minutes of this movie it's kind of a bit dead. Like the storyline, I get that, it's a bit boring and stuff like that. I mean, you see a scene about, you see like a sad scene of, him finding about his daughter being, attacked and assaulted, and she passes away in hospital, and he gets upset, and he's angry, and yeah, so it's like, okay, fair enough. I mean, that's what the movie, that's what it said in the description of the movie, and then, he's, and then he talks to this girl called Katya, a student of his, because he's a coach. Talks to her, and she talks about how I think her stepdad, something like that, I'll call it stepdad anyway, her stepdad Tom hits her, and he then goes to his house, and he then goes to the house and he then breaks both his arms because of that, and serves him right, teaches him a bit of a lesson, and then he leaves. And when I was watching the movie, I was like, yeah, there's something off about this Tom dude already. This guy definitely is up to no good. He's definitely, a sex trafficker. And the reason why I'm saying that now is because that's what it said in the description. So that's what this this movie relates to in that one. So yeah, leaves, and I was like, I was kind of right. Remember, watch the movie and tell what you think in the comments, and obviously it's been usual. Watch my review afterwards. So yeah, it goes out and there's he finds out that Katya's been kidnapped. That's what that was named, Katya. Has been kidnapped. And how he wants to go find out, he wants to catch the guys up there. It's pretty typical, storyline, these sort of circumstances. But when I read the description, it says only one student. Why would you not want to save all of them, right? Not being from on Katya, but why not want to save all of them? It's a bit, I don't know, right? That should have been a bit more of a better storyline, but at least there was more women, which you say towards the end, which I will get onto soon. You see him go into like a casino where, they have all these auctions for these girls. He goes with Dale, who is like, I would assume is the boss of it. Then you have Rich, that is also with him as well. I don't know who the boss is. I think Dale probably is, the way he's dressed and he looks. I don't know. And then he goes into this room where he can't once he leaves, he can't get back into the room, and he starts bidding. He starts bidding to her, and trying to make high bids, and there's like a 15-second countdown. And if that countdown runs out, that means the person that is left is the only person that's left remaining. Bids, and he gets a go. And he was bidding with somebody called, don't know how you pronounce the name. I don't know if they do V, it begins with a V. VT somehow, I don't know. And then he gets annoyed because obviously Harry told the police, there's a car park that's only, snitches on this V dude, and V doesn't know anything. None of these people know that Harry is actually working the office on this to rescue Katya, and Katya's name is under Sonia. And this scene here, I just knew what was going to happen. When the countdown went down, it's too easy. He has to do a lot more fighting here in this type of movie. Wouldn't make much sense for him to get the goal just because he rescues her like that. And he said, that and as soon as it got to 1 second, someone called Flying Solo, something, I don't know numbers at the end, and made a final bid, a high bid, and gets a girl. And he was so annoyed, like, I would be too. All that I could put in, then he had to resort to fighting. He's told the officers to go in. And yeah, so, excuse me, blah blah. And yeah, so, gets out, he goes into the lift, and the guard is like, excuse me, can't, would you need help with anything? Excuse me, that fizzy drink man make me burp. And then yeah, so he says, need anything, you base arm. He likes breaking people's arms though. I mean, I give a teacher him a lesson, I guess, and that's a good way to go about it. goes up to where Dale is, like in his like room. I think it's, I don't know what type of room it is, and then breaks his arms and starts the bit of a fight. Obviously, Dale fights back, but not, you know, he doesn't fight back powerfully enough. So he says, so where's the girl? And he gives him the address, you know, and then once they tie his hands together, goes to the address and he's like, what's going on? Where's the girl? I said, who are you? He said, the girl was meant to be here a while ago. Didn't do anything. I don't know who the dude in that house was, but that big dude, I should have really seen the characters on that one. But it doesn't matter anyway. Well, you get into it. So, you know, the guy takes him down to, I think it was, I know, not attic or something. I don't know what they are, some sort of room where they keep him. And then he sees Katia. And he, you know, he sees the name. Katia was like, you did this, how could you, you know? Because she calls him coach. And I know she doesn't know. I understand she doesn't understand this, but I understand she didn't know what he was doing. Because I would think he would be on it if I was her. But, yeah, I understand she didn't know, but it would frustrate me too, because all that hard work. But yeah, I don't think people like him realise that, you know, someone could recognise him, and they don't realise, and they don't think, oh, they don't know I'm you know, that I'm trying to save them. They might think differently, and they do recognise me. And then he has a fight with the big dude, and yeah, so punch him and stuff like that, and yeah, strangles him to death, goes back down, goes out of this place, I don't know what, it was some warehouse or something like that, and the dude is like, what's going on here, what's happening? And then another dude pops into it, and then yeah, so yeah, and then I think it's Richard, I don't know, this guy, then he fights with and then he begins to find out that this is the guy that murdered his daughter, which I had no idea, and cool of that, and told, you know, taunt himself, you know, wind him up, talking about the death, and they fight, have a real altercation, and yeah, so it was those typical type of fight scenes, you know, like, and then obviously the guy, you know, got saved at the end by Chuck, when after they had the fight and altercation, when that, I think his name Rich do something like that, I think it's Rich, had the gun in his hand, as he was about to shoot him. Of course somebody's going to come up to him and shoot him, and just you know, save Harry. And there was a Chuck detective and talking about it, and yeah, and they got the dude at the end. I think when all the guys went out, there was all the police officers there. So yeah, they came on time. They came just in time there. I thought they were going to show a bit at the end there where they came as soon as Harry and Chuck came out and he was holding Katia hostage, but I think there'd have been a point in that storyline anyway. Goes out and then speaks to Linda, and Linda talks to him, and she was asking him, where's Dale, and he's like, check at the back of the trunk, and Chuck says, no, wait, what? And then they you know, opens up the car boot, and he's there, and he's like, help me, and then Chuck says, oh, okay, that's still nice, okay, that's nice. I don't know what else he said at the end there, and he goes to the boot. I would have laughed at his face, you know, I would have, like, I would have said, good luck in prison. Walks away, and yeah, so now that's one then, so he saves the day, and they cost off to obviously need a good ending to this, you know, and you see Katia, you know, wrestling, you know, she's wrestling. I mean, she got back to wrestling because she was about to quit. I think he probably convinced her not to, you know, I don't know, because he told her that before this happened that she was too small, which is kind of sexist and disappointing, but I guess they forgave, and she had to, you know, forgive him anyway. I mean, he saved her life, so he actually saved her through this, so she owes him one, and so does the mom. And yeah, so, you know, yeah, so Peter's ending, he's like, you got this, and yeah, walks out, and then sees this, you know, sees the detective Chuck, and he's like, you know, Johnny, because Johnny McCall was the one that set him up, and yeah, so talking about Tom and Sergio, who, bear in mind, I didn't mention Sergio, but he did go to Sergio's house, and that's when he started to find out more about it, because Tom introduced him to Sergio, because Tommy was in on it too. And then, you know, they saw like a room behind the TV at Sergio's place, and you know, where it was kind of like a dungeon or something for these guys, and that's how the police were there. I shouldn't have mentioned that character's name actually. I was thinking that name was stuck in my head. I don't know why I didn't think about mentioning that part, but I did. If I remember something important, I'm gonna, you know, bring up. So yeah, I'm talking about, you know, Johnny is saying he, you know, there was hate on him by Dale, and he died in prison the next day or something, you know, in that particular day. And then as soon as that Harry walks away, the guy's like, oh, you got some more detective work, and he's like, maybe I'll check out, maybe. He should do. But the thing is of all these good guys, though, what I don't tend to like understand is like they do all this job and they're like police officers when they're not. I guess if you learn how to fight, nothing really would bother you. You don't really need to get into the police and you don't have to get into the force if you can fight anyway. But it's technically the police job because you got to get yourself killed, as all characters in sort of position do. So all these protagonists should be hitmen in these movies because they'll make really good hitmen the way they operate. Nobody would suspect a thing. Yeah. So there was one bit in the scene before that which was not necessary. Where Tom saying to Katya, "Hey, you're wrestling like you never won before." And, it's a bit of a little job because he rescued herself out and she stayed strong in that part. And there's a bit of a slow motion there, a bit of a lovey-dovey slow motion for a movie like this. I guess a bit of love, but I don't think that's even needed to have that slow motion. And yeah, that was really it. That just sums up the movie. The acting for me though, I got to say, was a bit boring. Apart from Dermot's character, Harry, I can't pronounce his last name. The only one that was acting quite well, I guess if you're the main protagonist, you have to be great at acting. You got to make the people think, oh wow, you got to say the person. If he wasn't acting great, no one would like root for him at all. No one would really bother with this movie. No one would be like, oh yeah, come and say the guy. They'd be like, yeah, well, cool. So yeah, I guess he has a toughness in him. The mother, I forgot, what's her name? Oh my god, I forgot the mother's name. I'm pretty sure Linda was the police officer. I'm pretty sure. I gotta think about that. I kind of forgotten her name. It'll come back to me. I gotta look back on the website anyway. But yeah, especially that scene in the car where the officer says, oh, you can't go. That's a weird storyline because she didn't need to go. Knowing that position, it's usually always at the end, the protagonist victims, no parents, no, they usually, the victims, right, are usually the ones that go back to their home and they hug their family. But she was going with him, which I don't know about that bit. And he said to her, you do it, it's just dangerous, right? What sort of deliverance of a line is that? That was, you could have delivered something better, like, it's just dangerous, I'm warning you, you need to leave, seriously. You want to get yourself hurt? We're doing our best to help your daughter here. What sort of deliverance of a line he made that? I don't know what they were thinking, the producer and director of that. And Katya's acting, I don't know if she could have acted any more differently, but there was, I don't know. And the scene where it just felt like there was a petty altercation between her and her abusive stepdad, I'm actually quite surprised he hit her twice because she gave him a punch back, and that's absolute madness with that scene especially. And he needs to be taught a lesson anyway. And then mum comes in and blames her daughter. It's like, I don't know what she even saw him in to begin with, and I saw the guilt in her face too. So she was feeling a bit of guilt being with the dude, and she was just like, Katya was asking, Mom, why do you keep putting up with this for? Why do you keep mentioning? She said, do you think I like putting up with this? He didn't even hit his own wife, but he hit his own daughter. So she could have easily said, I don't know. Maybe he did abuse her, I don't know, but probably. Anyway, that's not really the main point of the movie anyway. But yeah, this movie is a lot similar to The Enforcer. Remember Antonio Banderas acting? I forgot the dude's name in that one. Who he played as, getting at. Who did he try to get back at? Somebody else's door, didn't he? But the difference is, I think I gave that one an 8 because of the whole heartfelt bit at the end there. And there was slightly more action, a bit more better acting, I guess. I think there's slightly more as a storyline. It was a bit better, but certainly a bit more action. But Harry got other people to help, and there's a bit more fight scenes. This one here, the acting wasn't as good, and it wasn't as frantic. There wasn't really many actions. It was just him, having that altercation. With action movies, I'm expecting a lot of action in an action movie. Like, you think of John Wick, you think of Silent Night, you think of Hitman Agent 47 and the other Hitman movie, you think of the movie Safe, you think of The Beekeeper. Those type of movies have frantic action, frantic dialogue, frantic storyline. This one here, I didn't feel it. The action parts are the only thing I saved aside, and the main character. So really, And these sort of movies, showing a sex trafficking, like, you could save all the victims. It's not just about one victim. I'm not being disrespectful or mean, but why this a particular one? I know he was close to her because his daughter passed. His daughter got murdered, so he felt like that was he was trying to make an amends just by saving somebody else's daughter, which worked. So I see a storyline there. It's a typical storyline there. The main character was okay, but I wasn't feeling him as much. So he looks like Charlie Sheen. That's not why I didn't feel him, but he kind of looks like Charlie Sheen a little bit. I don't know. And Chuck looks like Keanu Reeves. I don't know. It just came to me. I was in my head, but yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I really don't. I was planning to make this video shorter. Anyways, never mind. But yeah, I mean, this rating's kind of easy. It's not average. It's just, I think, just slightly above average. It's either going to be worth between a 5 and a 7, really, isn't it? It's not a high rated movie in my opinion. There's nothing that makes me think it's going to be high rated. When I was watching it throughout, I only had one number in mind. That's a 7. 7 out of 10. It's okay. Good action scenes into it. Okay dialogue here and there, I guess. It's an okay movie. I don't think it's high rated. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the movie that much as I thought I should have. The fighting scenes were only gripping me a lot. And that's really about it. It was an okay movie, to be fair. I think it's definitely slightly above average because it wasn't a poor movie. There's some good elements to it. But yeah, okay movie, I think. I guess it's hard to describe it. But I don't think I could have watched a movie like that again. It's tame. Anyways, I think that's all for this video. 7 out of 10 is. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment, share everyone you know, subscribe and hit the notification below. As I'll see you in my next video.